This is Noel Muro from TRYLOSOPHY.com, joined by Hugo Centeno Jr., professional boxer out of Oxnard, California, with a record of 25-1. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on.
So you had your training sessions all day, every day?
Yeah,
or do you do twice a day or once a day?
I do twice a day, and then once like a full-on training camp starts, we do 3 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
so how many hours altogether a day?
It's a full-time job, man. You know, you lose track of the time, but I mean, it's all day. Yeah, it's a lifestyle. And then once, like I said, once you have a fight, the intensity turns up. I mean, this is all you're thinking about is just straight boxing.
Okay. So you started boxing at age 7. How did you get into it?
You know what? Realistically, I think it's something that's in my blood, man. My dad used to box. His brother,
he used to box? Then?
Yeah. His brother used to box, and you know, unfortunately, my dad stopped because of a motorcycle accident. He had an injury sustained to the head, and the doctors told him, you know what, you can't keep boxing. So as a kid, we used to go to the laundromat till I was like 2 or 3, and he would pretend to fight with me, and I would be right there fighting with him. And you know, we would always watch Tuesday night fights and all the pay-per-views and all that stuff. And once I turned 7, I told him, you know what, Dad, you know, I think it might be time for me to hit the boxing gym so I can try it out for myself.
Where did you go?
And
what gym?
At first, I went to the Colonial Boxing Gym. Okay. You know, they told me something about me being too young or something like that, and so I ended up heading over to the Wainimi Boys and Girls Club. And so I headed out there, and I was there for a bit, man, and things were good.
You enjoyed it being in the ring, huh?
And ever since then, since I was 7, I just fell head over heels for the sport. I became an adrenaline junkie, and I mean, you can't replicate the type of adrenaline that runs through your body when you have someone right in front of you trying to knock your head off. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
I bet. Yeah.
So I mean, I just became addicted to the sport, and it's been amazing ever since. I'm still in love with this. I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah, it's just everybody watching you in the ring.
Yeah, man.
I used to wrestle in high school, so I kind of know what you're talking about. It's you and the other guy, and he wants to pin your ass.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And like I said, it's not so much like the people or like, you know, the thousands of people, you know, that are just staring at you, or the millions of people watching around the world. It's just like the type of feeling you get from having someone across from you is, you have to be born with it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like to enjoy that type of pleasure. So I mean, it's an amazing feeling, especially being so young and being able to do what I love every day. It's an amazing feeling.
So, was your dad your trainer in the beginning, or I mean, how did that replicate? Because I mean, he's your trainer now, one of your trainers at least, right?
So how it worked out was when I first started, he had a daytime job and he couldn't train me. So, you know, I would go to the gym and train by myself for a little bit. A couple of the coaches there would help me out, but there was this coach in particular. They're like, "Oh, we have too many kids. We need to start weeding them out." And so I would show up, and there was this kid who would just give me a beating every day, you know, so it's supposedly so I wouldn't come back or whatever. But you know, I stuck it out, and then another coach saw me and he saw, you know what, you have a lot of guts and you have a lot of potential. You know, I want to start training you, you know, who do I talk to? And I go, you just have to talk to my dad and it's cool with me. And so he trained me for about 2 years, and after that I won the Silver Gloves, which is like the biggest tournament you could win. Yeah. You could win when you're 15 years old and younger. And so I went out and I won the Silver Gloves, and one of his sons got jealous or something like that, and he's like, you know what, my dad can't train you anymore. So I was like, you know, it's fine. And my dad took on the role when I was like 10, and ever since then it's just been me and him. And unfortunately, like 2 years ago, my dad had or almost 3 years ago now, he had a major heart surgery where they had to open him up, and it was like a 10-hour surgery, and you know, it was very intense, and I thought I was gonna lose my dad, but you know, thank God I didn't. Yeah. But he's been training me ever since, and he's still in my corner till today, you know, because he knows me best. But we also decided to add Coach Eric Brown, and you know, he just brings a massive amount of knowledge to my corner.
What gym does he represent?
He trains over at Wildcard and over at Wildcard West in Santa Monica.
Okay. So is that where Freddie Roach is at?
It's Freddie Roach, and then Wildcard West is owned by Peter Berg, the director, the movie director.
Okay, nice. At what age did you know that this was something you wanted to pursue as a career? Like you knew that you were good enough?
Full on gun ho. I was probably about, I want to say I was probably about 16 when I just knew my dream as a kid has always been to become a champion of the world, and I feel like I have what it takes to pursue that dream. So I talked to my dad. I go, you know what, Dad? I'd love to turn pro. And I was about 16 going on 17, and once you turn 17 in boxing, you're considered a man.
Yeah.
It's 17 to 34, which is considered the men division. And the Olympics was just starting, and I told my dad, you know what, if we wait for another Olympics, we could probably try to fight for a title by then. It's another 4 years, and I can't go to this Olympics because I don't qualify. I wasn't able to go to any of the qualifying tournaments or win any tournaments in the men's division, so I won't make it. So we could wait a year and I can turn pro, and that's exactly what we did. I turned pro, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Shall bring disaster to evil factors. Demonic chapters shall be captured by